All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Valentine's Day coming up, and my daughters are studying Cupid. Of all the things to study in school, they tell me they're studying Cupid. So this morning I'm taking my daughters to school, and one of my daughters, they're both in the second grade, one of my daughters says, "Dad, do you know anything about Cupid?" And I said, "Yeah, it's just some fat, rosy-cheeked baby who shoots people with a bow and arrow, right?" And my daughter says, "Well, actually, he's not fat. According to Greek mythology, he's rather slender. So you got your Cupid wrong." "Is that right?" I said. "I grew up all my life thinking that Cupid was a fat baby, and that you know, he had these grotesque rosy cheeks, and I guess I've been mistaken all these years. I'm so glad you're getting a strong education in school, Julia." And she says to me, "Dad, have you ever been shot by Cupid?" And I said, oh yeah, fourth grade. Patty Wilson, tall, blonde, blue eyes, had a major crush on Patty Wilson." And Julia says, "Well, did you ever talk to her or hang out with her?" I said, "Nope, never. Never said a word to her. She actually would hang out with this guy named Ben, so she was taken." But I did some intel. I did a recon. I found out where she lived, and she lived about 6 blocks away. And I remember one day, my father and I, we were on a bicycle ride, and we passed her 2-story house. It was yellow, and I was staring at her house, hoping maybe she would pop out of the window and say hi to me or something. I don't know. My father goes, "Why are you staring at that house?" And I said, "No reason. No reason. No reason." "Sure? Are you sure, son? You sure are looking at that house?" "No reason. I've never seen you look at a house like that before, son. Nope, no reason." And my daughters are laughing. They're going, "Why didn't you tell your dad about Patty Wilson?" And I was thinking, that's disgusting. I'm not going to share my my inner feelings with my parents. That is absolutely disgusting. "Don't you have secrets that you keep from me?" And my daughters say, "No, we tell you everything." And I'm saying to them, "Well, you know, you're 8. You're barely 8. You'll be 8 in like 2 weeks. You know, let's see when you're 9 or 10 if you start keeping secrets from me." So then Julie asked me, "So did you continue having this crush on Patty Wilson?" And I said, "No. What happened was, after about 6 months of having a crush on her, one day in the cafeteria, I was watching her eat her lima beans, and she was using her thumb to scoop the lima beans into a spoon." And I'm thinking, who does that, man? Who eats like that? It's not how we do things in my family. That's weird, man. That's like something from a different planet. I can't deal with this whole lima bean thing, man. And my daughter goes, "That's stupid, Dad. How could you reject someone just because of the way they eat their lima beans?" And I said, "Because it's an embarrassment. I can't be with someone who's an embarrassment." The crush was over right then and there. And my daughters, they roll their eyes at me. And then Julia says, "Dad, did you have any other crushes?" And I said, oh yeah. Right after the lima bean incident, I fell in love with Veronica Martinez. Veronica Martinez was 10 times more beautiful than Patty Wilson. One day, it was a nice hot spring day in San Jose at Anderson Elementary School. Veronica Martinez and I and a bunch of kids, we were playing kickball. And I kicked the ball and I ran to first base. And Veronica Martinez, who was the pitcher, so to speak, she called me out. And I said to her, "I was safe. I was safe." And then she quotes something from a Starfish tuna commercial that was very popular at the time. She puts her arm around me and she says, "Sorry, Charlie, you're out." And when she put her arm around me and said, "Sorry, Charlie," I melted like a bowl of ice cream in the hot sun. And I said to God, I said, "God Almighty, you need to kill me. You need to put me out of my misery. This girl's too beautiful. I can't process this, man. I can't deal with it. And my daughters are going, Dad, you're so dramatic. And I said, yeah, I am. That's true. It's disgusting, isn't it? I apologize for being your father. And so we're driving. We're almost at school. And Julia says, Dad, did you have a crush on Mom? Did Cupid hit you with the arrow with Mom? And I said, absolutely. You got to realize, when I met your mom, I was in my 30s. I was set in my selfish ways. The last thing I wanted was love. All I wanted to do was be selfish, work out at the gym, drink protein drinks, and watch reruns of Seinfeld. This would have been the late 90s. I didn't want anything to do with love. I was too selfish. I didn't want to talk to people on the phone. I didn't want to buy presents. I didn't want to go to... I was antisocial. And I think that's the lesson of Cupid. That, you know, we get set in our selfish ways, and then Cupid, he throws us a curveball, and we end up doing something that we never would have done. And I think that's the lesson of Cupid, that we're all a bunch of selfish cretins, and we would never fall in love if it wasn't for this curveball that Cupid throws at us. And Julie says, well, that's not what our teacher told us. And I said, well, who are you going to believe? You going to believe your teacher or your dad? Huh? Who do you think they chose? I think we'll stick with our teacher, Dad. So, yeah, it makes sense. So we get to school, and, you know, I'm just, you know, who did I think they were going to choose, man? I'm just their dad. I'm just a fat, bald guy who lives in Torrance. In fact, I got to go in my garage with my kettlebells, and I gotta melt off some fat right now. Though I just put my fat man pants in a big garbage bag, put them in the garage. I'm wearing my mid-size pants now. So that is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. I will talk to you guys later. Until next time, I am out.